fall in love with the character of Juno, but you wouldn't have done, I'm sure, if it wasn't played by the fabulous Ellen Page. Thomas again, Ellen. Oh, you look scrumptious.
Wow.
How lovely to have you here.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me.
Well, it's fabulous to meet you. When I saw that movie, Juno, I was blown away by the film. I was blown away by your performance. I've seen you in a few scenes. Is that a bit... Well, you're...
I'm petite. No, I'm good. I just needed to... I've never done a British talk show before, so it's a new couch. It's a new couch.
It's a new couch for you. You're not familiar with this.
Yeah.
Well, you are. You're not the tallest person. This is apparent.
Not that I've ever met. No.
Do people normally comment on your height when they first meet you? Or
they do. They often comment on how incredibly short I am.
And is this something you welcome, or would you rather they didn't draw attention?
Oh, it's just fine. I mean, I'm used to being short. It's been a part of my life, and it's something that I've begun to accept.
Do you think you might still have some growing left in you, or do you think you have this is it?
I'm 23. I feel like I've probably stopped, but you know, there's probably going to be some plastic surgery for it.
Well, you get to my age and you start growing out that way, so
right.
you've got that to look forward to instead.
Right.
Well, it's lovely to have you here. Have you spent much time in the UK? I know you're over for the new movie, which we'll talk about in a minute, Inception.
Yes.
It's just about it's going to be a big blockbuster summer film.
Yes.
But have you been over here? I know you've been at least once. How often do you get over to the UK?
I have. I've been a couple times. The first time I was here, I was 16, and I've been back since, and I love it, and I love London the more and more I come. Really and truly, I do.
Now, when you were 16, was this work you were over for? You were just travelling? What was it?
It was work. I filmed a movie here I did called Mouth to Mouth, which we filmed in London and Lisbon and Berlin, and it was interesting because when I was here, I was hanging out with a friend of mine, and I actually ended up seeing a lot of squats and walked down Murder Mile, and that was the London I saw.
So you were down in the East End of London? Then.
Yeah, I got chased. A guy had broken a light bulb and was chasing us down the street because...
welcome back. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Must have been...
But since then, I've also spent times in lovely Soho and Covent Garden as well. But I'm grateful to see all sides of a city, because usually those things are...
It's much more interesting to see that side.
They try and tuck those places away.
Yeah, we try and hide them.
Exactly.
So you're from Canada originally,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Whereabouts in Canada?
In Nova Scotia. Really not that far from here. You could swim, I think.
Well, I love Canada. When I've been to Canada, I love it. I mean, it's not perhaps the most exciting place, but that's part of the appeal.
Is it not exciting? I think it's very exciting.
What exciting things happen in Canada?
Oh, well, where I'm from, there...
You see, we're racking our brains now. And what kind of place do you live in? Someone told me you live in a house with a bit of history.
Oh, yeah. Well, I used to live in a former brothel.
Wow.
But one day I was in the park, and a lovely homeless gentleman who's there frequently told me that Ellen Page lived there. So I decided to move. But
how did you know that it was once a brothel?
Well, I was just told. It's kind of like known as a brothel.
Well, you see, next time someone says how exciting is Canada, you could use that as an example.
True. I did live in what I believe was a haunted brothel.
It was haunted, was it, this place?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, a lot of things would go missing, like, you know, makeup, and I would ask my roommate if she'd seen it, and she would comment that hers was missing, and then the microwave would turn on, because this was a brothel a long time ago, so I'm sure that seemed like magical.
Yeah. A microwave to a Victorian dead prostitute is it's like Christmas. Yeah. Okay, so Nova Scotia, it sounds like a beautiful place, though.
It's gorgeous. It's Latin for New Scotland, so. Latin!
That's either Scottish person or Roman.
Yeah. Was that like the Pope or something?
So you work in LA most of the time, I guess. Would that be where most of the filming takes place, or is it just locations all over?
I mean, I film all over, but a lot of people have not filmed in LA, whereas I've shot a couple movies there. So.
Yeah. So you've done, for someone so young, though, you've done a lot of movies, haven't you? Before Juno, you had a considerable number of films under your belt, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, I've worked in Canada since I was 10 years old, but it was in Canada, so not a lot of people see our movies. Yeah.
Well, the new movie, though, Inception, here's a different kettle of fish for you. I know you've been in some bigger movies before. You were in the last X-Men movie, and that was a kind of popcorn movie, but this is a big budget, peculiar, weird, strange, thrilling action picture with a lot of ideas. It's kind of a Matrixy kind of thing. But what a strange plot as well. How would you describe Inception to people who might be thinking of going to see it?
Oh, wow. Well, I mean, first and foremost, I think I'd say it's really hard to describe because it's not some kind of a gimmick. And it's directed by the absurdly talented and the absolutely lovely Christopher Nolan.
Who did Dark Knight, of course, which is one of the biggest movies ever made now.
It's about the Leonardo DiCaprio plays a gentleman who has the ability to... has a machine that enables dream sharing, and thus he can implant ideas in people's minds as well as extract them. And he has a new team to perform this act of inception that I'm the new member of.
People go into the dreams and they try and steal stuff or indeed plant stuff. That's the idea of it. Leonardo, had you met him before? Because you must have been, I suppose you were a kid when Titanic came out. Did you go and see that film?
I did. I believe I saw it on my 12th birthday and loved it, and of course loved him. But you know, even more than that, have had so much respect for him, the choices he's made. He's clearly an actor because he loves to act.
He makes interesting choices, absolutely.
And he's absolutely lovely.
Did you have a post of him? Did you have a kind of did you have any sort of a crush on him when you were younger? I had a bit of a crush on him.
Yeah, there may at some point have been some kind of a picture, maybe in someone's locker. Yeah, but.
Do you tell when you meet someone like Leo and you haven't? What do you say when I was?
Oh, of course, that's the first thing I say.
No. Well, did it come out at all?
No,
Okay.
Please.
Okay.
Please don't tell. Oh, this is a lot
this
of people
going out
watch
now. He'll be watching this thing.
It's in England.
Yeah.
It's in England. Yeah, so he won't watch this. He won't.
Okay, let's have a look at a clip. This is Inception. It opens this Friday, I think, all over the UK. Check this out. Let me ask you something, Ellen, about the film. In the film, there's lots of dreams. You saw a kind of dream going on there, and it's sort of a controlled dream. But they're not. They're kind of dreams. I guess they suit the plot. They're not the sort of dreams I ever have. Are they the sort of dreams you ever have? They're quite straightforward, the dreams in this.
Yeah, I mean, look, I have all kinds of dreams. I'm a very vivid dreamer. I'm a sleepwalker.
So you sleepwalk. And do you dream while you're sleepwalking?
Well, interestingly enough, sometimes in the sense that I will. I think they're called, I've been told they're called night hallucinations, where I project at night and I'll stand up and I talk to people, and in the moment it feels so real.
They're there. Do you ever have dwarfs in your dreams?
I don't think I have.
I tell you why I'm asking, because in movies normally, and it's true, don't you think, when you see movies, they often have a dream and someone will say, there'll be a dwarf sitting in the corner, like that. And I've never had a dwarf in one of my dreams. And I know an actor who's a dwarf, and I said to him, what is it, why are dwarfs always in dream sequences? And he said, well, don't knock it, it gives me a lot of work. And I said, well, what about you? And he said, no, I'm a dwarf, I've never seen a dwarf in my dream either.
Interesting. You know, where's Freud when you need him?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. We saw you juggling a bit early on. That was pretty good. Where did you learn that skill?
It's called growing up on film sets and just having a lot of time to yourself. And I'm stubborn, so if I start something, I need to learn it. You know.
I love seeing you work. I love watching you in movies because also hasn't Ellen just got the most beautiful face, ladies and gentlemen?
Oh.
Wow! What a beautiful young woman.
You should have seen. You know, this morning it was different.
You look bad in the morning. You look bad.
Well, you know, it's.
You don't look bad in the morning, Ellen. Come in and see me in the morning, then you'll know what bad is like. Jesus, it's awful.
Well, you're very kind.
I'm very handsome, yes. Is that what you're going to say? Comes to something when you have to finish off a lady's sentence for her. How lovely to have you here. Thanks for joining me. Good luck with Inception. Well, it's a pleasure. When I first saw Juno, I was blown away by your performance, and I saw that a couple of other movies. I saw a film called Hard Candy that I thought was just tremendous as well.
Thanks.
A obvious performance, and you're great in this as well. Ladies and gentlemen, the fabulous Ellen Page.
Thank you.
It was lovely.
You're so sweet.
It was a pleasure to meet you. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Ellen Page, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.